Hey, you two. Well, I thought I'd come on here and lend my commentary about the situation with this brother, Darrell Walls. Okay, so since basically everybody I know with any connection to the church at all, they're all making commentary about the situation. So, no, we ain't dragging Lincoln Jew. We dragging the church, if anything. I don't know. I would hope that these kind of conversations would end. So now they're all of it in the tizzy now, because this man Darrell Walls has apparently come out on some social media thing, right? Apparently he kissed his partner. Is gay marriage not legal now? Are we going to stay? Is the church going to stay stuck in the dark ages because a couple of lines in this Bible, a couple of lines that don't apply to them? Are we really going to stay stuck? The church has always been behind. Now, y'all get mad when people say you're slow. They get mad when people say, if you're from the South, you're slow. Oh, you from the South, you just slow, you just ignorant, you niggas. You get mad when you say that, and then you carry on like you're trying to hold on to something that never really existed. You're still pretending that the Bible is the last word on everything in humanity. And it is not. It doesn't even claim to be that. You're talking about these ancient people with the understanding that they had of God. But you have taken it to be God said this and God said that. God doesn't need these people to say whatever he wants to say. God has done a new thing. That's why people are married now. And unfortunately, church people, if y'all want to hold on and pretend that you still hate gays and they going to hell and all that kind of stuff, those few people who do that, I just have to look at the example of YouTube. Look at YouTube. Aren't the gays and at least the black women, aren't they getting along? I mean, they fight like cats and dogs. But is it any of it about somebody being gay? Because the Bible don't talk about gay doesn't mean gay doesn't exist. When the Bible talks about people like in Sodom and Gomorrah and so forth, they were talking about people gang raping people. This is how they present homosexuality in the Bible. They do not present two people who are mutually attracted to each other. Y'all say, oh, man should not sleep with man, lay with man, all that kind of stuff, right? So you say, oh, people are gay. No, they're not gay. When you go to prison, a man can rape another man. It is an act of violence. It is not a mutual attraction, and there is nothing gay about it. A straight man, just out of his own desperation and his horniness, can rape another man. This is the kind of rape, this is the kind of sex you hear about in the Bible, right? Angels being raped. It ain't got nothing to do with what we call gay. So this thing that's happened with this guy who has been bold enough to come out. See, people don't understand part of being gay is a want and a need to come out. The day that they come out is a big deal to gay people. So why should these people who are, because they sing well, they're not allowed the same thing that anybody else will be allowed? They still have a need to come out. And maybe Darrell will find the right person and get married. And it is legal. It is accepted because people stop looking for what is in the Bible and start looking for what makes sense, what's right and wrong. Some people are gay. You want to keep on hiding? That is one of the biggest secrets in gospel music. When I wrote my book series, 4 books, I titled it Love and Gospel Music. And there are several love stories in there woven in with all the murders and such. But there's many stories woven in there because gay people do love. Because it ain't written on the pages of the Bible, we don't have an example. Don't mean they don't love. And the hypocrisy of the church is sickening. The hypocrisy of the church is sickening because they go in there. The pastor got a wife. She ain't about to walk away from that money. And then maybe some of the deacons have a wife. Maybe some of the front row have a wife. But the majority, they say 3/4 of black women are single. They're single. And you're telling me, do you actually believe that they're all virgins? Or they all never had sex? Raise your hand. How many have children? See, people focus in on one kind of thing because it doesn't apply to them. So I'm hoping that this thing should be the standard. People should be coming out all over the goddamn place. It's just like maybe 5-6 years ago, if you turn on the news program, no newscaster was out, right? They weren't out. You might have known about them if you lived in their city. But Anderson Cooper come out, Jonathan Capehart come out, a whole slew of them. They all came out all of a sudden. And has anything changed? Has anything changed in the world because these newscasters were able to finally come out? They're able to finally have marriages. They're able to pursue happiness. Right? So yes, you people who want to hold on to this church stuff that we've been taught, it didn't make it right, honey. It didn't make it right. Just like slavery was wrong. I don't give a damn what the Bible say about it. It was wrong, right? Is there slavery in the Bible? Is it a standard thing all through the Bible where they had indentured slaves all through the Bible? Does that make it right? Or do we finally come to the conclusion, this is wrong what we're doing? And the same thing with gay people. Do we need to keep discriminating them and pushing their lives down? Why? What is the point? Nothing changed. Gay marriage happened. It is the law of the land, and nothing changed. So I would ask you guys on here, are you not communicating? Are you not listening to a gay man right now? Has your life changed? Do you feel like you're on your way to hell now because you've been able to interact with me? Is it all about sex? Hey, people, I'm sorry for being rude. I've been cleaning my carpet all day. I'm exhausted, but I couldn't. I really wanted to speak on this thing because, see, the church people, of course, you're always behind, you know, but you just got to learn what is religion and what is faith, honey. Being a Christian has got nothing to do with your religion. All your rules and regulations, that's not Christianity, honey. Do you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? Salvation for your life. Do you accept that? You pray to Jesus the Christ. Accept him for the story that is written there about him. That is Christianity. All this other stuff, You think that atheists don't get married? Atheists. Ain't got nothing to do with the Bible. Do you think they not have the same desire to raise their children? Do you think all atheists steal and murder people? Of course not. It's foolish. These people have this elitist attitude where they feel like they really have something special. No, people. Pay attention to this coronavirus. You've been out of church for 7 months, 8 months. Did you go to hell? You have held back your $300 or $400 a month to these churches. And did anything change? Are they just convincing us that we need this stuff? God is still God, right? Is this man able to bring a word, Darrell Walls? I'm not familiar with him. But can he sing? Can he lift the Spirit of God? Is there a separate God for him? No. He just told the truth. I'm gay. There are so many gospel singers who are homosexual. It is the church's best kept secret. The black church's best kept secret. I don't know what goes on in the white church, but I know what goes on in the black church. And when I came to the church, I was amazed to find out how desperately these people wanted to keep this under wraps. Keep it a secret. You even have William McCray on here with his closet. I don't know how this boy is a closet queen. He got toenails way out to here, perms all in his head, makeup all on his face. He acts like a woman. He walks like a woman. He talks like a woman, but he still thinks that he is on his way to glory because he won't admit that he's a homosexual. Now, what kind of sense is that? What kind of monsters are you creating? Isn't James Caldwell? Isn't that? I mean, sorry, slip of the tongue, darling. Don't get mad. Andrew Caldwell. Is this their view of homosexuality? Just don't say it. Oh, they're gonna do it. Don't say it. You can't say it. The church is going to have to catch up, or people who simply lose interest. These young people these days, these college students and so forth, honey, they're already peeping that this shit has been wrong. It's the old ones that are holding on. And unfortunately, I love you guys. I love God. I love that. But a lot of y'all gonna have to just die. You're gonna have to take all of your old ideas and just go away, honey. I'm sorry. That's the way it is. But this is the direction of the whole damn world. All these countries have got gay marriage. They accept gay marriage. All these countries, gay people are raising children. It's not the dirty little secret anymore, honey. You're going to have to accept it. You don't like it, figure it out. Hello, saints. How y'all? Don't think I ain't mad at God, honey. I ain't got no problem with God. Just like God saved my life and God delivered me, that I need the approval of these people telling me what the fuck to wear and all this kind of stuff for God to save my life. Do I not climb down on my knees and pray to the same God every single day, twice a day? He's still my God. He's my God, and you can't have him, honey. You can't have him. So if you can't accept that someone can bring worship, encourage worship in song, if you can't accept that, what the hell is this man's personal life got to do with him bringing the word of God? See, the Bible, it's supposed to be about God. The story's about God, right? But you keep making it about us. What I do. I am so grateful that I was a child. I did not believe it. I said, there is something wrong here, Mama. I'm looking at this piano, this organist here, and that dude is gay. They have never said it. I've sat in these pews for years. Those people in the choir, I've heard them talk outside of the choir. They're gay people. She said, oh, no, don't say that. Don't say that around Mama, man. So get used to it. So this man, to me, is, I honor this dude, and I am behind you. I know people don't like my title. When I say we support you, when I speak about I support you. For come out and be yourself. Tell the damn truth. The church is supposed to be these pillars of truth and worship him in spirit and truth. And you're the biggest liars on the planet. And you're still going to try to hold on to this lie. There's still going to be these Kim Burrells wandering around. It's a foolish and it's a waste of time. Catch up, people. Catch up. It ain't only black people who need rights, honey. It is humanity. Anyway, I got to say, though, you guys are been really saints, because I know a lot of you have religious beliefs. Most black people, we have some affiliation with the church. Either we were raised up in the church or we attend church now. But I have not experienced people bringing this to YouTube. Now, when I first came, there'd always be somebody come there with the scripture or whatever. But when I experience people sharing scripture now, it is a different experience. It's people trying to make a point about some principle that is in the Bible. But everything is not in the Bible, baby. They don't say nothing about shooting up heroin. Sometimes it's better not to even try to have the conversation, but I don't mind a situation like this. So what this guy, I mean, he could be married to the person. Gay marriage is legal and accepted in this United States government. So what's he doing wrong? Nothing wrong there. You catch up, church. And I'm sorry, you old guys. I'm an old guy myself. I'm in my 60s, honey. Of course, my view on this thing is different than yours. But a lot of y'all are just going to have to just take it with you. Just take it with you. I think that's what religion should be. It is a personal, your spiritual self, your spiritual life should be personal. Just because I believe something, I do not have to convince you to believe the same thing I believe in order for your life to be valid. That's the mistake. They get up there. We don't even need all this preaching, I don't think. These people done turned into this multi-million-dollar career. Maybe we don't even need them. Maybe we need to know the story of Jesus Christ and accept it or reject it. Maybe that's what it is. Comes down to, honey. Love your God. Love the person who created life. They always want to put themselves on some kind of pedestal like they're better than somebody else. These preachers, they spin all that shit. And you know what spin right into the middle of all this stuff about how you better than everybody else, come out from among them and all this kind of shit. Will a man rob God and all this kind of shit? All through the middle of it is the money. You feel like you're special, but you got to pay. Be quiet, ding dong ding. My dog is gay too. So anyway, so this situation with Darrell Walls. I did listen to a little bit of his music. He's great. And he ain't different. Baby, he's not different. There are so many gay men in the church and in the music especially. It is a standard thing. Whenever you go and watch a movie about a black church, they always put a person in the pulpit, a choir director who has the appearance of being different. Never spoken of, he's just there. It is standard. We got to stop hiding and pretending. You think gay people is all about sex, nasty people. It's just nasty, honey. I haven't had sex in years, at least 10 that I lived in this apartment. I know I haven't had it all. And very little bit before that. That has got nothing to do with me being gay. Me being gay does have nothing to do with me having sex. You don't stop being gay because you don't have sex. It's a nasty thing that these people are always so obsessed with who somebody else is sleeping with. And it's not about just sleeping with. You are destroying human beings, people, honey. I'm still the same goddamn person I was when I was having sex. It's not me. It's homosexuality. It is simply what you are attracted to. You don't got to do anything. It is what you are attracted to. So to sit up here and try to pretend that people are all attracted to the same thing is stupid. Just call it out call it for what it is. And so what if your pastor, the pastor didn't say this? Your pastor is a man who figured out how to make a good living. It is the gift of gab, honey. Use it for good or use it for evil. All the hypocrisy is horrible, honey. Especially when I'm sitting here, I know good and damn well that most of these women in this church are not married. They're not married. They still have kids. They're not all virgins. It's stupid. If sex outside of marriage is sin, then if a gay couple is married, then where's the sin? They ain't all married. We know that. But neither are all the straight people. And they're not holding themselves, saving themselves either. Maybe a few people you can hypnotize like that because the parents are so religious. But you don't need religion to live, honey. You don't need no damn group of people telling you what you can and cannot do. What does that got to do with the sacrifice of Jesus Christ? Is that what we turned it into? Who you having sex with? Girl. It ain't all in there, people. They didn't know everything in there. There ain't nothing about no damn flying to the moon in the Bible. Why don't the Bible have passages about tackling homelessness? People who don't have no tent. I am so scatterbrained. Hi, saints. Hey, saints. We are saints. The Bible calls us all saints, huh? Ye who believe in God. It's not about you. It's about Christ. It's the truth. So you want to, honey, if you want to sit up there with a long dress on, sitting in the back row, girl, submitting to your husband and all that kind of stuff, do it. But just do it for yourself. You ain't got to convince nobody for nothing. Just do it, honey. This man wants to come out. Of course he wants to come out. And apparently his father's got a real problem with it. I did watch some of Larry Reid's thing. Apparently they had a real problem before. And this man even threatened Larry Reid. So he is in some serious denial. Now, we never know if do these people actually know that their son is gay. Probably. But they don't want nobody to know because they think it's going to hurt their numbers. Hurt their coins. Maybe if you stop making it such a big deal, no one will give a shit. Just like the example of the newscasters. No, who cares? It ain't that big a deal, honey. All kind of industry, they even starting in government now. You made it that. You made it something big and something important. Okay, for those ones who complain that Uncle Tim only talks about the beef sector, you see, he talks about everything compared to CC. Let me read this, Mr. Sudi. For the ones who complain that Uncle Tim only talks about beef, is that all I talk about? I found comfort. You know what? I used to, if you look at my old videos, I used to talk about religion all the time. So I was still a hurt, damaged person. But then I started realizing I don't need all this. I don't need these people. I don't need nobody that's behind a pulpit to come and say things to me to destroy me like he has got some kind of goddamn power. I don't got to listen to Paula White. I got to listen to all these damn people trying to tell me something about my life. And they're just people who have figured out how to make a good living. That's what they are. If you want to have a pastor, go join the Catholics, honey, and live in the parsonage. Shouldn't be collecting all these riches for yourself. Where do we get that from? Where did it come from? The pastor got to drive a Rolls Royce. Oh, we got to get to send the pastor to Paris for his vacation. Oh, the pastor got to have a 16-room mansion. Where did it come from? They're opportunists. How can you be respected? How can you make all this money? How can you drive a Cadillac? Become a preacher. Serial cheater, Jamal Bryant, just another man. They want to put you up there and they want to pretend. They want you to raise their family and teach their kids and all this kind of shit. And then they go and do whatever they want to do until they get caught. And they're always getting caught. And believe it, people, when somebody getting caught in bed with prostitutes and all that kind of stuff, it ain't the first time. It's just the time they got caught. Remember Swagger, oh, crying, oh, sin before man and God. More than once, honey. Tell the truth. Does the truth mean anything? Girl. What this thing has taught me, this COVID thing has taught me, is that my relationship with God does not change. He chose to shine a light on me that has lasted me for these last 20 years, 19 years. It is a personal relationship. He is my God. You can't touch it. You can't have, I don't give a damn what you think about it. There's only one. So you're saying all these gay people you've been pissing all over for all these years, they had a different God? Why isn't he mentioned in the Bible? There's so many things that are not explained. So when in the Bible, when one community slaughtered another community, like the Israelites, when they've conquered another community and taken all their stuff and whatever, taking their daughters and all this shit, who was the other people's God? They had different gods? Everything's not explained, people, because it's the same God that was on side 1 and side 2 as they're slaughtering each other. Girl, God is the deliverer. I believe that in my soul. I know that, honey. All of them, it's not only about drugs. That is not it, honey. I have had to be rescued in my mind so many times, so many things to be delivered from. First, one of the things is to be delivered from all of this televangelist bullshit. I didn't need that. I don't got to have a word from these people every day. They come in here preaching about a book. Why can't I just pick up the book? You see it right there? It's all Bibles. All Bibles and spiritual books. That whole shelf right there. Right? I don't need no, honey, I can just pick it up and read it. Yes, there's some serious, wonderful passages in there, scriptures in there, things that were true 6,000 years ago about human character that are still true now. So you have valuable stories leading you to what? Leading you to Christ. I believe you. You are my salvation. It ain't got nothing to do with you bringing your raggedy ass up there I'm about, oh, look at this. Look at me. I got a wife. Girl, please. They got a wife until they get divorced. Then what? Oh, but the Bible don't speak on divorce. They just change it as they go along. Know him for yourself. It is very confusing for people who are trying to find God. All they're doing is keeping people away. The nerve, the audacity. Am I losing? Let me make this thing bigger because I'm not catching any of this. Although I'm looking right at the screen, I make it bigger than I can see. Hi, y'all. Hey there, RJ Supreme. Oh, that's nice. RJ Supreme, Uncle Tim, I'm a straight guy. See, I never knew. It never mattered. What does it matter? And before this nonsense virus, I used to go to pride parades to support my friend. See, that's freedom. When you just go down there just because you're with your friend, you ain't worried about, oh, girl, who gonna see me? What they gonna say? Bondage. It's stupid. There's so much about religion that is stupid, people. And I'm so glad to be free of that, to realize, oh, my relationship with God is not dependent on this stuff. These people and these Kimberells, and like, why you gotta go in to hear that shit? What makes one person better than the other person? Why don't you go over there and give your testimony? That's how I gotta say, honey, I believe the testimonies of men who would come into the prisons where I was at and tell us their story. What the preacher said didn't really matter. It's the same thing I've been hearing for 50 years. I mean, it's the same stuff repeated over and over and over. I mean, how many times you got to hear about the prodigal son before you know the story? Doctors can go and read a book 2 or 3 times in college, and they know that forever. You got to read the same story for 50 years. Then they pass the plate. Now, I got to say, even with all my ranting, I do love the church experience. I do love worship. There's something that happens in worship. Now, it doesn't happen to me like it did when I first got clean. I was so happy, joyous, because I feel like I experienced something new. It doesn't happen like that. But first, that was the run, the way I think it. And now the walk. And you got to shed a lot of people who will be trying to discourage you, thinking that who you have sex with, that is somehow going to change your relationship with God. If you do this, God loves you more. Oh, if you wear long skirts, that means you're closer to God. Oh, if you give 10% of your income for your paycheck, that means that you're closer to God. No, I'm not closer to God, nigga. I'm closer to you. Because you done dug yourself into my finance. What's all this money stuff? If you love God, it shouldn't be about money. It shouldn't even be about money, people. It should be a humble career. You'd live humbly. When did we turn it into this mess? Girl. Yep, they use the same principle as Trump does. He goes there and says all this negative shit about people, and the people just cheer. I feel like, oh, that's me. That's me. Oh, I'm white. I'm white. Ooh, that's me. I'm white. I'm white. They do the same principle. Oh, I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm better than them. I'm straight. I'm straight. As you're pulling the wallet out. Yeah, I'm straight. I'm straight. Pulling the wallet out. Put it in the pan. Girl, you ain't better than shit. Nobody's better than nobody else. Good evening, Lady X. When I first got on YouTube, they used to talk all that old stuff. It's like it's just gone away, honey. It's not necessary. That's the big thing. We have to accept that we've been wrong. It is not necessary. You have not got to what are my words tonight? Have your foot on somebody else's neck. It doesn't accomplish anything. It only makes you have miserable children. And people, if you have been throwing your kids away, no sense in denying it, because so many gay people have the same experience. Don't you know the devil has won? The devil has separated you from your own children. The devil has won when you have thrown your teenage children out into the street on their own, knowing what's out there in those streets. You've chosen this for some fool in the pulpit because he talks loud. It is stupid. Straight sex. So if you're straight, then you can just fuck all you want? Isn't it the same thing? Straight sex is nasty too. Yuck. Ugh. Jink and Juke, stop lying. You know you like sex, boy. You like it. Ain't nothing wrong with liking it. But don't go in there and pretend like you're everybody in the building. We're all married and we're all holy. It makes me so bad when these people start talking about they're holy. I live holy. Oh, I live holy. You, girl. Whatever. I thought I was through with all this kind of conversation. So I support that brother, Darrell Walls. I support anybody who wants to come out of the damn closet. It's a horrible place. It is self-destructive, and it encourages you to hate yourself. That's what the goal is. They know they can't change what you are. They can just make you hate yourself, make you miserable. That's it. I got something over you. That means therefore I'm better than you. Yes, I did turn 10 tricks last night, but I'm better than you because at least I ain't gay. Stupid. Paula White. That won't get me going with her. Okay, CC means content creators. Okay. Oh, yes. Well, I'm sure we've all had our experiences. Some of us have had worse experience than others. Many gay people have suffered under this stuff, particularly if they're raised up in the church. See, I wasn't raised up in the church. I mean, I used to go on all the holidays, and we lived right next door to the church. But I never believed all that bullshit, child. You can't just explain away nature like that. We just don't have that kind of power, honey. I know who I am. I knew how I was early on. So I never bought it. But when I became a Christian in my 40s, people, would you please be quiet? It was disturbing because now I wanted to get along with these people. I'm gonna go tell you all my old stories again. Let me tell you one. I had gotten out of Vacaville for the last time. That was a Vacaville State Prison. I went to this drug program, Walden House, right? Now, I felt that I was delivered. I would never go touch drugs again. But my experience had taught me that relapse is a very real thing, right? So I got real serious about my spiritual life. I see the 12 Step of Alcoholics Anonymous, their book, their big book, they call it, is not that much different than the Bible. Because when I was in prison, I would go through both books and I would see that all the spiritual principles that are laid out in the 12 Step of Alcoholics Anonymous, all of those were in the Bible. All 12 steps I found in passages in the Bible, right? So anyway, I was in this drug program. And there was a converted theater was the nearest church, the nearest black church, right? And I went there and I was still a baby Christian. So I was still happy, but nervous because I knew the way gay people had suffered under the thumb of these people. Anyway, so I go to this converted church, converted theater. It's called Bethany. I forget. Anyway, and those ladies after the church, they were assigned to sign people up. We want to get you signed into the church, right? Join the church. So this one lady was assigned to me to talk to me after church. And after we had a talk, and she was nice and smiling and about how wonderful God was and how he had delivered her son from drugs and all this kind of stuff, right? And then I said, well, I have this issue with the church, though. I said, because for all of my life, I've been homosexual. That woman, that church woman, turned on her heel and walked away from me. This is my experience with church people, right? Fortunately, the Spirit of the Lord led me to a place where I could be comfortable. And when I found a church where people, like-minded people or LGBT people, I just said, well, I didn't need all that other stuff. I didn't need it. We speak from the Bible, but we will use things that were productive and positive. Well, thank you, Candace. Canvas for rants. Keep spreading the good word. I love when you speak on this subject. Yeah, it hasn't gone away, honey. When God delivered me from dope, that has not gone away. You know, everybody is tempted. The temptation, it has no power, honey. It's just gone. So when somebody does something, somebody changes your world. This wasn't my first time in prison now. It was my 10th time. But when somebody changes your world like that, honey, yes, you owe them your faith. Girl, no one will ever take that away. Anyway, that woman turned her ass around, walked like she was the queen. And I was dirt. Who was the better person? Someone seeking God or that? Okay. Chore lover. When I first moved down south, I was going to join Creflo Dollar's church because I watched him on TV until he asked for my financial info so they could track my tithes. Ain't that something? Perfect example. And now he's been caught. He's been having, what was the story? That Creflo was taking penis for ping, as y'all say, for hours at a time. I mean, he was having homosexual sex himself. You see, when they get all this money, they start feeling like they're powerful and they should be able to have whatever pleasures them. The nerve. How you gonna take financial excuse me? Like they the tax collector or some damn body. We owe them. Oh, when a man robbed God. No, but a man will rob your motherfucking ass. I don't know where we got to this thing where these people have to be giving up all this money. They take the tithe. So many of these churches, they'll tell you that they are New Testament church. We believe in Jesus Christ. He is our salvation. We pray to him and worship him and the one who created him even, right? Until they get to the tithe. Oh, yes, you must get the tithe, though. So they're going to go all the way back thousands of years and pull the tithe out. Not very, I don't think the tithe is talking about you giving them 10% of your paycheck, honey. I think that the priesthood had to survive, and they had to help the poor. So people would give a tenth of their livestock and their chicken, maybe give them 2 chickens. Put that all in the pot so they can feed the people who didn't have anything, right? It never was about millions of dollars in your pocket, honey. Never was. But they want to take that. They'll take the homosexuals, and they take the tithe. That's all they really need out of the Old Testament. Girl. We've all been so gullible. And then they have whole colleges to teach them that. Because when they have their gatherings, they have all the pastors and the bishops, all the bishops' Rolls Royces on the front row. Then all the pastors, they got to pull their Bentleys on the second row. Then, okay, all you smaller pastors with just the Mercedes and Porsches, you be on the next row. So I thought we was giving all this money to God. You said, if we're giving all this money to God, honey, how are you going buying cars with it? I mean, how much more work could be done in the church if you weren't buying Rolls Royces? A Rolls Royce is $250,000. If you weren't living in a house worth $16 million, how much more work could be done? Who's that one with the big head? Did he cry? Did he say that he had 6 jets? He got pictures of them all over his walls. And the people say, oh, yes, that pastor, that jet is nice. And Creflo with his $65 million jet. And he's driving around in cars that are worth $350,000. What the fuck is that? I would think that if you are giving money to the church to help the poor, then you should be building housing for the poor and the elderly. If you're really a person of God, then you should be humble and live humbly. What do monks do? They live in cells. They've dedicated their life to their religion. They live in cells, honey. Where the nuns live. Just a simple little room. We done got this shit all messed up. And so what you take this from your coronavirus lockdown is you didn't need all that. Girl, I could have saved that money. I could have been paying my rent. Is this why IG is deleted? His IG is deleted? I don't know. Apparently, his family has got some serious issues with his sexuality, but he chose to expose it anyway. Part of being a gay person is being able to tell the truth. I don't want to hide anymore. That's it. You don't want my talent? I'll take my talent elsewhere. Getting dark already. What time is it? Oh. I'll take my gifts elsewhere, honey. Simple as that. It's going to be a difficult period here as people adjust to the new reality of this world. But this Black church experience has got to catch up. It's just the world is not a place for the Kim Burrells anymore. It just isn't. So that's what you want to be your sermon. We'll go there and run in your mouth about the homosexuals. All girl, your time has come and gone. It is gone. It is gone. And gay people, they will be raised to believe they can have successful relationships, successful careers. They are not lesser people. That's what it's going to be. These gay people will realize their own self-worth. And then stop. They don't have to realize they don't have to serve these churches who despise them. Will you despise me? If you despise me, what the fuck am I doing here? They got these churches, like when they had Orlando. Remember the Orlando church? And then they had the gospel singer in there, and the church wouldn't even bury the boy. The dude had been singing in the church for years. He was their praise and worship leader, and they would not bury him in the church. The church would on their property because he was gay. This is how sick and twisted this shit is. It's sick, and it needs to go away. Just go away, honey. It'll be ancient history. Yeah, we have the Catholic Church flying a gay flag here as well, RJ Supreme. We've always had MCC Church, but now they have the regular churches as well. And the Catholic Church flies the gay parade, at least in the at parade time. So that's a good thing. We have to get on board, people, our parish. And old people, I'm sorry, baby. If you're going to stick to those old ideas of persecuting people, we just got to wait till you leave. Know your God for yourself, honey. Your God will change your life. And all you got nephews and cousins and all these people who are locked up. If only they knew that they have power. They have power within them to overcome whatever their ailment is. If they beat their wife, whatever they do, if they do drugs, if they hurt people, they can overcome that. But they don't know that because you've done such a good job at expelling them from the church and telling them that they are sin and dirty and on their way to hell. Who is that helping? Do these people even understand that my name used to be Jabberjaws on the street, right? People would see me, they could not believe it. Come on, I know you got some. I know you got, because it was such a part of my life. It was such a part of who I was. Your life can change. And that's what needs to be communicated. Not all your rules and your regulations and your money grabbing. Reverend James Cleveland dies from complication of AIDS. Yep. I didn't know he died from AIDS, but I know James Cleveland was gay. They won't say it out loud, but I mean, everybody knew it. And it's a whole lot. I think it's well over half the people. I mean, I don't know who all sings and all that kind of stuff. Well over half the people in music, church music, are gay. I mean, they're the women, of course. That's tremendous singers. I don't know anything about them being lesbian, all that kind of stuff. I don't know anything about it. But as far as the men, whole lot of them. And they love God. Why wouldn't they love God? What the hell's got to do with who they love in the flesh? Why are these things mutually exclusive? You can't love God and love that flesh. What are you talking about, people? One got nothing to do with the other. One thing is in the flesh. The other thing's in the spirit. And when you discover your church feels that way about you, leave. This is when you're going to get your independence. You hate me? Why am I here? Why am I not giving you my money? Why am I even giving you my presence? Get up and walk out. There are churches who will love and respect you for who you are. And even if you can't find one, God is still God, honey. Still the one you talk to, still the one with the power to deliver you. Faith in your God. So now I haven't even watched a preacher on even on here. It's got to be the 3 years since I started doing this thing here. Maybe the first year I was still doing a little bit of that, but television, I used to feel like I had to have it all the time because I was a baby Christian. I had to have gospel music playing in my ears all the time. But when all the stuff was gone, all the music and the TV stuff and all that stuff was gone and going, it was all gone. I still love my God. He's still God. He's still the one to save my life. The black church only used gays for entertainment and style. Yep. And then they go, they know those kids, they know those people, honey. The choir, they meet, they have dinner together. They know who's gay and who's not gay, but it's always been, keep it a secret. You're supposed to be the church. We're supposed to go there and learn not to lie. But this is the primary thing you have to lie about? It's stupid, people. I'm just telling you, it's stupid. Believe whatever the hell you want to believe. And what somebody else believes got nothing to do with you. I do not need your approval. Somebody comes into your house, tells you, "Oh, I'm here to represent God. God is not pleased with you." You show them the door to your house and say, "Don't bring your black ass back in my house again." That's it. He's just a dude. Call herself prophets. Five Monster says she a prophet. Girl, have you ever heard a nastier mouth from a woman? She says she a prophet. Girl, what does it take to say that? Hey, Sharon Mitchell, I'm sorry you just got here, but I have to sign off because I got to take my child down. What time? Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. All right. So what I wanted to come on here to say is this brother here, I support him. I don't know anything about him. I don't know him. I support his coming out. It has to happen, people. It absolutely has to happen. Just like gay marriage, it has to happen. We moved in that same direction for years, honey. It is inevitable. And these gay people in music, in the church, they've got to come out. Yes, there'll be a difficult period. Yes, maybe it'll take a year or so to adjust. Come out from wherever you are, honey. And then you will realize, oh my goodness, these people have been here forever. I've been shaking this man's hand for 30 years. I had no idea. What was that? I just saw a super chat from somebody. I sure did. Okay. There's Catbus. All right, you guys. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for being so kind and not getting into no big religious thing here. You have your beliefs or whatever. I would just say, honey, have your beliefs. Love your God. Right? But you don't have to go. Everybody doesn't have to believe what you believe. They don't got to be all the same. You ain't got to convince nobody. Leave other people alone so they can pursue their happiness and their God. Things change when you find him. If God has touched your life, everything's got to change, honey. Behold, I tell you, all things are become new. You got to remember, long before there was any dope, I had been a thief since I was 8. When I was 8 years old, I was going to the store stealing. I was a professional crook. I haven't stolen anything, not one thing, in all these years. These years. The lying is gone. Being horrible, being a horrible person chasing money, it's gone. It's just gone, honey. All right, get to know God for yourself. That's it, honey. That's it. Find you a group of people if you can. If you can't, that's okay. You hold on just a little while longer. Hold on. We've come this far by faith. Yeah. Leaning on the Lord. Where we are trusting in his holy word. The word is Jesus Christ.